Cannonball!
Sunfall here with the guide for Amnesia Rebirth. So as you can see here, this is the difference between Adventure and Original. So I suggest for the Speedster Achievement selecting Adventure, because for this guide I'll be using a lot of glitches.
There is a moment when you realize what the pain has made of you. In hiding, curled in on yourself, unable to show the world your face. Acting on instinct, lashing out, even at those closest to you. Time has passed, and time is a thief. It has stolen your memories. The agony has faded, but so has every precious moment of joy. You have been hollowed out from the inside, and there's nothing left of the person you used to be. But you try. You try to remember how to smile. You try to remember how to love. And one day you crawl out from your hiding place and step back into the world. And then, every day, you do what you must to survive.
What was that?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Pretending it's not there won't make it go away.
Salim, it's just turbulence. It'll settle down soon.
Yes, I know. It's hard though. You know, your head tells you one thing, but your heart disagrees.
Try to sleep.
I couldn't. I keep imagining what might go wrong.
I know someone who can help you.
And who's that? Maka. Oh, I had no idea you brought him.
I didn't want him to be lonely.
I know, my heart. It's good for him to have an adventure, but he'll be glad when this journey's over, I think. He's had a hard life.
And there's so much more to come.
Alex?
Yeah, him.
Oh.
Yasmin, get up here! Hello, this is Cassandra, Algiers. Can anyone read me? Mayday, this is Cassandra. Do you read? Stay with me, baby!
Don't forget. Don't lose it. No, come on. Need to find him. He must understand. Don't forget. It's her. It's all because of her. Focus! I am Tessie. I am still Tessie. What? Where? Fight it. Don't give it up. You can make
So you'll want to grab the document on the chair,
My book. My
and once we do, we can grab our first object that we're going to use for glitches. I prefer the plate. You can use a box, a life jacket, and possibly a few other objects, but not all boxes you can use.
That's the doctor. I'm here.
So
I'm
just
here.
make sure it's something you want to use that can be used, although it's hard to know what can be used and what can't without testing. But anyway, once you open this, we'll be doing what I will be suggesting throughout the guide, and that is once you grab this object and you pull it out of the plane, create a backup save. So you save and exit, and then you load the game, and this creates a backup save, a point of return for when you do glitching, so that way if you fall off the map or whatever, you will be safe to reload and attempt again without affecting your speed for the Speedster Achievement. The other reason is because if you're not used to this glitch or you don't know about this glitch, it'll give you a chance to learn it and not affect your speed run. The glitch basically requires you to step onto a plate and then double grab, and then once you have the object, you can lift yourself up. So once we load the game, we can perform the glitch, so double grab and then jump, and if the object is solid, because some objects are not, it'll lift you up. You've got to look completely down, like all the way down, so you have a limited view on the console. And I prefer to walk, which is lightly pushing up on the left stick. You can run, but you'd have to angle it a bit more forward, which is a little bit more tricky to do. And I think I did the entire thing walking, so you have more than enough time. I noticed there was a lot of differences between console and PC as I watched a few things to figure this out, figure out glitches and stuff for this, and I noticed the difference between the PC and the console versions. I also went and found objects that I found work much better than the objects a lot of PC users used, because I noticed the difference on the console for the objects. In some objects it would be erratic and very hard to keep yourself on them, whereas other objects it was much easier. I also figured out there are two ways to fall down. One way is known. You open up the inventory screen just before you touch the ground, and that will slow your descent. That is for the faster ways of getting down. The more precise way of getting down for certain areas that I found myself, because I noticed there was no videos on how to lower yourself, I will show later when it's much more necessary to use. But for now, I just wanted you to practice using the object that you pick to float on and basically walk to the end of the level while on this plate. You also skip cutscenes doing this, and if you use the plate like I did, you can be like, hey look, there's a flying saucer. But basically we want to just make our way to the end of the level and then enter the cave. When we enter the cave, we'll have a different object we need to use, which is... Actually no, it's the same object. Yeah, we will be using another flying saucer. There is other objects, like you could grab a pillow or something like that. I find pillows are fantastic, they're so solid. But basically, when we get out of the map for that one, I'll be recommending creating a backup save, because for this one, for the next level, we've got to do a second type of glitch that I like to call a force push. And basically, once we get to a certain spot in the level, we will be falling off the map to try and force it to push us back into the map. And unfortunately, we have to do this. I actually got to the end of the level and went straight to the third level without hitting any of the cutscenes, I guess you'd call them, and the object does not appear in your inventory, whereas other levels where you skip entirely, the object appears in your inventory, and thus it made the end level impossible to complete on the third level. Alright, here we are, so we can head to the second level.
Oh, thank God.
So, once we get into the cave,
It's all right. I can manage.
Come on. Not far now.
we won't be able to do anything yet until the talking's over.
Hello? Is anyone there? Salim!
And right here, when we turn to our right and then on our left, the chair here is a plate. You want to drop it pretty much in front of the chair to the right a little bit, and then we want to just keep jumping on it. This will raise us up. You might have to move around a little bit. It's a little high we have to get, but it will get us through the to the outside of the map. As you can see just on the left there, even though it's bright, that object is still solid. So we've still got to keep jumping to get past this object. Once you see a second layer of brightness, that's actually when you're finished. I'll get closer so I can show you. See the second layer of brightness? That's when you're high enough. And we can walk outside the map. As you can see, it's a bluish purple out here. So we want to go over this way. As you can see, there is more of those light areas. Once we get close enough, you'll want to click in the left stick. This is how you descend while on the plate. Crouching. It allows you to be more precise. And where we want to land is onto the little ledge that you can basically see that I'm heading towards. Once we land here, you want to make a backup save. This is where the backup save comes in handy, because if you take too much time or you're having too much trouble, you can just load it. Once it loads us in, we can walk this way. Try not to fall off the map. You want to try and land on the boulder that's just there. It can be a little tricky. Every time you'll drop back here. Once you get it, as you can see, I finally got it. You'll land, and I didn't get it, unfortunately. It didn't save my location, but this time it did. And it will force you through the map back into it. And then we just have to walk forward a little bit to activate the scene. And this is the object we needed.
This thing on my wrist, it feels alive. Is it mine? I don't remember.
And now we can just go over here, go through this, and we can now exit the level. After this cutscene, of course.
Christ's name.
There we go. Now we can exit the level. So if you do not collect that object in level 2, you will not be able to complete level 3.
Someone's been here. Hello? Anyone?
This is probably the trickiest of all of them because this is the only object you can use, and it raises up without you needing to jump just by walking. But this object will help you get outside the map, so you want to jump on it and then you want to walk very carefully so that it raises up to the area that I basically looked at that was open. And then once you get to about here, the wall, you're not high enough, you need to jump a little bit more, and this will get you outside the map. Then from here you can do two things. You can either climb the rock and then click in left stick to descend safely, or you can just get off the rock and click in the inventory screen, as I'll show here, to land safely. Now we create a backup save, and as you can see, you can actually see the object in the outside of the map. If we were on the other mode, it would be so dark you would not be able to see where the object would land. So when we load up, we want to make precise movements. Firstly, you want to head towards that big giant rock in front of us. Also, congratulations on getting out of the map. I'll turn around in a sec so you can get a view of the underside of the map. As you can see, it's pretty cool. It hasn't fully loaded in because it loads in sections as you progress. So when we get up to this section, we won't be able to make out anything. We want to head towards that diamond looking rock and the hill in front of us. We're going to be climbing that hill and then falling down on it. We need to precisely fall so that way we can get outside, back inside the map, so that way we're right at the exit. You'll have to open up your watch with the right stick, but you won't be able to see that it's open to actually activate the door. And then once we do that, we'll be in a new section of the game. It's not a new level, it's still part of this section, so I included it with this. Once we get to the hill, you just want to climb it with A or by walking. I'm pretty sure you don't need to actually hit A, I just do, because it's faster. And then you want to head to your left slightly for this spot here, and then you want to look down, and as you're falling, be careful not to damage yourself by opening up your inventory. As you can see here, I managed to. Once you're on this raised spot, you want to walk forward and then drop. And this is where you need to make your way through the invisible walls that you can't see so that you're in the middle here. Open up the thing with the right stick. Keep walking forward. And that activates the end point for the level. For this section, it's actually good practice. I would recommend making a backup save. I don't, because I don't need to, but for you, you haven't practiced this yet. So you want to take an object, and there's two ways you can do it. Sometimes the first way works, sometimes it doesn't, and the second way is like superliminal. So the first way is you get the object and you place it in front of you so that it's not solid. And then you grab it so that it is solid. But in this instance, it pushed the object through and not me. The other way, which I like to refer to as the superliminal way, if you've ever played that game, is to grab an object, drop it at your face so it gets larger, but still not solid, and then make it solid while it's in you, as you can see here, and there you go. So I double grabbed it, even though it was tricky to see, and that's how I force pushed myself way through the door. It won't save you much time, but it'll still save you some time, so it's worth doing. And it's worth learning for future glitches as well. now we just have to throw a chair at the wall with LB and then stare at the big giant blob in the sky for this section to end.
What? Where? Alice? Selim? No. It felt so real.
So this level in particular has a very interesting object to use, because it's what I mentioned in the first level, the pillow, and you can only do it in a certain section because it despawns if you go further into the level. But before we do that, you want to grab these matches here. We haven't grabbed any the entire run, and we need some matches for something in the future. And since this cave part is slow when we're crawling under it, we need to grab them because that gives us something to do. But on our way back we can't. So grab this pillow. This is going to be the object we're going to be using for this glitch. I found rocks and stuff were too imprecise, but this pillow was perfect, and I just had to figure a way to get out with it, which I eventually did. So you want to jump on the pillow, then make it solid and raise yourself up a little bit just so you can get back into the section that we dropped down. I kept it in just because I wanted to show you there is plenty of time, so that way you don't have to panic about the time achievement. But I actually do fall down the first attempt I do on this, because this one is a little tricky to do. You have to move around a little bit while you're raising yourself just so that you're in the right area. And there's actually, the walls when you get high enough aren't solid, but you can't go up anymore. And if you don't have that all correct, or if you have your pillow aligned wrong, which in my case I'm pretty sure that's what I did, yep, you'll fall down. So now I just gotta find my pillow. I wanted to show you that you can't always get it perfect every time, and so I kept this one in. This was the harder one to do, but it is also easy to do at the same time. Once you raise yourself up enough, you'll see that you can just walk yourself out. So right here you can see that it's hollow, these rocks, and that's when you know that you're at the right spot, because as you can see you can't raise anymore and you can just walk yourself out. And then what you want to do is land here because it's solid, and then drop your pillow right here. This way you don't knock it off the map, and then create a backup save. So once we load up, we will be able to jump on our pillow again and start surfing the outside of the map. Now this map in particular, in my opinion, is one of the longer ones to walk to the end, and a little bit tricky. So I've come up with a method that I follow so that way I don't get lost, and I look for what I like to refer to as the open caves. These are areas that you're not supposed to be in, and they left the cave at the end open because it leads nowhere. Right here you can see the first one just down below me. That's how I know to continue walking straight. There is a section with a bunch of light that we actually want to avoid. This is another point in the map that lets us know we're going the right way. Once you see that big giant light, you want to try and walk around it to the right and left. As you can see here, I just entered it and walked past it on the left. And this, you want to continue walking just to avoid it because it can force you back into the map. Slightly angle yourself to the left and you'll see the next point of the map, which is another cave. It's on your right there. With the now that we're at these lights, we know that we're getting close to the exit. So once you see that point on the left there where it's bright, we need to lower ourselves with the left stick and start to head right a little bit. You can see on your right there, this is the end point we want. And you can actually, if you're precise enough, drop down onto the ledge and it's much easier. But I wanted to show you, in case you're someone that doesn't want to try and go for that precisity, to what you can do if you land on top of the spot instead. So right here I've landed on top, and what you can do instead is you can drop down. It's very tricky to do, and you got to find a very precise spot. As you can see, it's all solid here. And you can try and force yourself to land on the ledge. As you can see here, I didn't manage it. So I attempt again. And again, I didn't manage it. Like I said, it's very tricky to do, but it is possible. When I found going to the left here made it a little bit easier. As you can see. And once you do this, you want to go to the right, and then you want to keep pushing forward so you can interact with the door and hit RT. This will end this level for you. So, this level, you have to make a little bit way forward, but here if you actually hold in B yourself, you can skip the longness of this part. So right here I hit in B and I can let go immediately. If you let the game do it, she'll be standing there a bit longer. So you want to grab this object here. This was one of the levels where I had to find a different object because the rock was just too imprecise on console. And I dropped the object when I was running away. So right here you want to raise yourself up onto the object. Once you get enough height, you can just continue walking forward. And you can pretty much walk all the way to the exit. This is why we practice this on the first level, or at least I suggested that you practice this on the first level, because this level, it's much easier once you know what you're doing. And it's literally just repeating the same thing we did on the first level anyway. Once you see the stairs, you know you're going the right way. Raise yourself up a little bit and head to the left slightly. And once you see the barricades on the door, you know that you're at the exit. And that way you can just start lowering yourself. You could also just drop down if you want, but I prefer to look really cool by lowering myself and showing how much I'm good at doing this. Because I touched the door without even touching the ground. this part's just about precision. You want to get to the tank, and rather than climb in the tank, you want to crawl and then aim yourself at where the keys are and collect the keys. This level is a very interesting one.
Don't stop talking, Doctor. Got to get to that radio.
You want to jump on this chair when you're able to. And then you want to raise yourself up with it. Once you get in between the gap right here, you can get onto this part here, and only in this mode. In the other mode, it's not got one, but there's a hole, and you can pretty much just crawl through and drop down. Hit the inventory screen so you don't hurt yourself, and don't forget the chair. I ran up here and forgot the chair, so I actually have to go back. As you can see here, I'm like, wait. I actually thought the chair was there, but no, you've got to pick it up and bring it with you. A chair or a bucket would be good. I actually might suggest the bucket over the chair. The chair is a little finicky, whereas bucket's pretty solid. But anyway, you want to superliminal it so that way you can get through the door. This door will be open so that you don't have to worry about it, and you want to grab the object here. Grab this object. This is the object we'll be using to force push ourselves through the next door. So this is a little bit tricky because, as you can see, you got to drop it a little bit first and then drop it again so it gets closer. Once it's in your body, you can force push yourself through like so, and then we can head straight to the door's exit. So for this section, there's not really a skip or a trick, but if you want to jump onto the stack here and then get onto the barrel, you can jump over this and then go here. When you interact with the door, it won't let you go in because it's locked, as you can see. You need to go into your inventory and then select the key and unlock it, the key that we picked up earlier. This level I actually enjoy what we have to do. It's quite an interesting trick. So make sure you jump over that wire. It doesn't matter if you don't, but either way, you want to grab the object here. You might have to use the second one if you accidentally let go like I did. But you want to... yeah, I'd let go then. Move this pot out of the way. Grab the object and then aim down and look away like this, and aim up and hit LB. This will throw the object at the wall and break it. You're actually supposed to be inside while you do that, but you can do it outside like I just did, and it will let you inside. And it will save you a whole lot of time rather than glitching in or anything like that. And then we can just open this door and we can move into this part. This part we can't really speed up, and I don't really recommend trying to speed it up. But you want to take the lid off, and then you want to light the, once you put the object in, which is the sulfur ointment, you want to light it. Put the lid back on because it actually goes faster if you do that. And then over here, you want to open this up, and then you want to put the coal in that we just grabbed, and then you just want to spin it. You could use an object, knock it, and spin it faster, but I prefer to manually spin this one because by the time you finish it, the other object should be done once we clear this door. As you can see here, it's now finished. So we can open this door and we can head through. Now we want to combine those 3 objects that we grabbed. That's the milled charcoal, the sulfur grains, and then with the salt. And this will make gunpowder that we can now put in that, and then interact with that. This will give us a bullet, and now we can leave to the next section.
Did something. And so far, I still have all my fingers. Head up and try it out, I guess.
So for this section, we want to climb inside the tank with RT. And then you want to clear the bullet by aiming onto that little wood piece here. And then open your inventory before you pull it back up. And put the new bullet in, then pull it back up. Then interact with the main part. And then hit RT. And then turn around and climb out.
Fuck, that hurts.
So you have to push this off you.
Little one. I felt them break. But they're not broken now. What the hell?
So then we can move the tank slightly by turning around and aiming onto the metal part here. Once you see blackness, let go and then open this door and climb through. You don't have to open the second door, I just do to make sure that I can get out. But it will just let you out if you open the first door and interact with it. Then make sure you go over here, but don't get caught like I did. You can get stuck here for some reason. It's an easy fix though. And then once you get here, you want to grab this black pot. And you want to get to the wall here. And you want to hold back while you grab the object. And then you want to superliminal it. And then straight through. Remember to hold back when you're on a wall. This one may take a couple of attempts. It's a little bit finicky. Once you do it though, you want to save. Create a backup save, which we haven't done for a while. So with this level, it's a little bit tricky, but you need to run and jump. You'll land on an invisible part here, and then you can jump over here. Now, when you get onto this part, you'll see down below, and if you aim very precisely, you could land on where we want to land, which is a wall. But if you want a more precise way of doing it, now the first jump I missed because it didn't run for some reason; it just jumped. But as you can see, that's what we're aiming for. The second time, it runs and jumps like I wanted. And then I land here. Now I actually go to the wrong side. Yeah, it was actually behind me, but I fell off here thinking it was on this side. And I'll actually be cutting because there's two ways you can get back into the map. I found a second way after I'd recorded, but I still wanted to show it because it's actually a very easy way to get on the map, and I wanted you to have a chance of doing both. So you want to get to this part here is where we want to fall. And you can actually fall from the start straight to here if you know where. But I wanted to show you a way to do it slowly. So you can either go to the right or the left here. So if you go to the left, this is what I found, and this is where I cut. This is from my adventure run, so it's a little bit darker. But if you angle it just right, see here, you can get blocked, but if you angle it just right, you can actually just jump into the map like so. Easy peasy. Or you can do the option which I actually originally recorded during the speedrun, which is to land on this rock here, and we're going to do the force push glitch, so you want to jump off the map. And then get closer to the wall, and then once you're really close to the wall like so, you can repeat the jumping off the map, and this will force you through. Both methods work, both methods are solid, and at least you have options on which one you want to do. But once you do that, you want to turn around, wait till this activates.
Who are you? What do you want?
And now we can head through this gap. By crouching, you can go into the water like so, and then you interact with this object to pull it, and then move forward slightly, and this will activate the cutscene and finish the level. So once we finish with that cutscene, you can jump on the rocks if you want to get out faster.
Little one?
And we want to make our way to a certain part in the map.
No, sorry. Please be okay.
Once you see this arch here, this is when you know you're at the right spot. You want to climb on this little rock bit here, and then on this rock, then on this rock here, then turn around and get up to this rock. It might fight you a little bit, but it's okay. And then these rocks aren't solid.
What do you want?
And then you fall down here. This one's a little bit tricky because the rock in front is solid, as you can see, but you need to jump over to your right here. The first time I do it, I fall through the map, and it'll just load you back up where you are. But the second time I nail it. Open up your inventory slot to slow you down, and as you can see here, I'm going the wrong way deliberately just to show you it's solid here. This is where the inside of the map is, right there, and we want to go down here where it's not solid.
Shit, that hurts.
And through this to the open back area, because it's all desert and it's nice and fast for us to run through this section rather than have to deal with rocks and inclines and stuff like that. Very easy skip, thankfully. Once we get up to this section here, you want to jump to the rock on the left here. This rock can be a little bit tricky to get it to do, but once you manage to do it, you'll be back up on the rocks and we can enter the map again.
Don't worry. We're alright. Well,
Right here you want to open up your inventory so you don't hurt yourself, and then continue forward. When we continue forward, we'll get a cutscene where we fall through the ground, and then we just have to go forward and interact with the endgame door.
no. Not now. Fuck! No. 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 Christ! We were so close! What the hell is this place now? Oh, thank God. Thank God there you are, little one. I may not know where we are, but at least you're still with me.
Now we're up to this level. This level has another interesting glitch that isn't... You could use force push, but I just prefer this one because it's much easier. So you want to get this object to activate the lights on the doors, and then open the doors, and then open this door, and then we'll be grabbing the orb in here just to save time. You need to take this off the top and then interact with the orb.
It feels like it's waking up.
Now we want to turn around and grab the power supply here. As you can see, there's 2 in this game.
Another rift. That could be our way out.
You want to take this one back to the starting door that we opened and drop it at the front of the door. And then with this one, you want to pull it back slowly so that it runs out of power but keeps the door open. If the door doesn't stay open, you just give it power again and try again. But then you can place this one here so that it opens this door. And this will actually let us collect 2 items that we can save and then skip 2 levels because of. So it is very handy to do this. Then you want to drag this one just to save a little bit of time. And place this one right near the wall here where I do. You can then go over here and activate this door. Then we can walk down here, jump on this to move to your left here, collect this, and then go over here. And as you can see, you can't open this. You want to interact with the lever, pull that down, and then you want to open it and collect the power supply. Then we can leave, pick up the power supply here, and we can move it forward. Once you see the light shift onto the other one, you'll see 2 lights, then you can let go, and if this one's been placed correctly, the door will be open. Now you want to head to your right. I head straight because I was trying to force myself through, but if you head to your right, you can just go around it and save yourself a bit of time. And then you want to go straight through to the end of the level. There is a section straight after, which is just a walking section more or less, where you have to follow the path and then focus on the kid and then focus on the giant blob outside.
What are you doing, little one?
1 and 1.
Yes, but what is 1 and 1? Alice?
Alice can't play. Alice can't play. Alice is gone. Don't worry, Mama. I'm here.
No, 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 no. You're so much bigger. This can't be real. Wake up. Wake up, Tessie. Oh, God. Oh, God, Mother Mary. What am I going to do? Come on. Come on. Bring yourself together.
This is an entire PC skip basically, but it can be done on console. You want to put the plate here, and then you want to grab this jug. You want to move to the back of this wall here, and then hold back while you're trying to superliminal the object to push you through. I actually end up dropping the jug, but that actually works up in my favor. It seems to go through much easier when using a broken part of the jug, because as you can see here, I pick up the second jug, and then I break that as well. So in the end, I use a part of the jug, which actually works much better. Now, normally it would force push you out straight into the outside of the map, but it actually pushed me into this part here, which is fine because I've done it a few times, and whenever it pushed me into this part, you just have to fight it so that it pushes you through the rest of the way. It won't give you much resistance. As you can see, I managed to push myself through. And then this part here is tricky. You actually got to go into the settings and change the sensitivity of the controller so that it's max, and then once you do, grab the plate and walk forward a little bit while swinging the camera around, and eventually, if it doesn't take too long, you might have to make a backup save before you do this, but you'll pull the plate through. Once you've done both of those, I recommend making a backup save. If you needed to make a backup save before the plate and then after it, that is fine as well. Either way, congrats on the setup. Now we can get onto the plate, and this one is an interesting one. So once we get into the open void, we need to raise ourselves up. Once you've raised yourself up enough, you can get past the stairs here and then lower yourself. I like to angle myself a little bit left so that I can match up where I'm lowering myself to, because I'm trying to lower myself just enough but not too much. Once you've lowered yourself, you'll see on your left the next part of the area, and you'll know how high or low you are based on that. But you want to continue to walk forward. And as you can see, the exit is right there. And so now we can lower ourselves, and this is where the technique comes in handy perfectly for lowering, because you can literally lower yourself straight to the exit, and it's just perfect. Once you've lowered yourself enough, you'll land on the exit. You can drop the plate and head straight to the exit door. So now that we're in this level, you don't need to do this next part that I do. I do this because I'm testing to see if it would have saved when we did this, but unfortunately it does not, which is really disappointing. I like when games remember you setting up puzzles before they're done, but it's okay. So we want to go over here, and this will activate a cutscene.
It's the town again, little one. See? It's another gateway, I think. A portal. Like in that laboratory, but big enough for us. Look, little one. I think this is a way out of here. I know it's crazy, but
You want to put the orb inside that spot there, and then over here a button will show up. You can then hit the button, and then you can go over here, and then you can force yourself up rather than have to. You run at it and push A to jump, and then that saves you having to climb a ladder. Then you can head over this way and go through the door to the next section. So now that we're in the next section, what you want to do is grab this sandbag here. This will save us a little bit of time because we can, rather than actually hit the levers, just use this. Move the lever over once for this one and then twice for this one. So as you can see, I've moved it slightly, but I want this to go down to that spot there. Doesn't need to be exactly precise, but once you've done that, you can then interact with this and follow what I do. You want to turn it so that you have a space and the M symbol and whatever the other symbol is, the left, the bottom thing here, we want to turn it all the way left, and on the right we want to turn it up.
yes, hello, I'm here.
Not
I'm
to
here.
the top,
I'm
just
trapped.
one
I'm in a
before
tomb.
the top. But that's how your pillars will
Doctor?
look. We unfortunately have to wait for this talking section.
Well, I suppose at least they can't be
So here we go, we can move that all the way left, and this
Might
one
as well
just
be.
up one.
unless we can
And as you can see, that's where it will be, and then you can hit the button. There'll be a cutscene where she will talk to the baby. We can't skip that, but now we can head to the exit.
Well, I guess that's all. It's good to know I'm not alone. You should have a name. Salim and I, we never talked about it. His mother was Amara. So you shall be Amari. That works for a boy or a girl. Hello, little Amari.
So now that we're back into this section, we want to head to the wouldn't call it a lever, but the crank. Yeah, I'd call it a crank. The crank that we interacted with at the first section that I told you to ignore. You can do it this way, or you can just go around. I think going around would have just been as easy. But you want to move it in place like I originally did. As you can see, they didn't save it, which is really disappointing, but it's all good. So once you interact with that and it lines up, you want to hit the button, and then it will get upset at us. Now, ignore this part because I was hoping that I could do this, but I found out something interesting.
Shit.
If there's no power, it just locks and you can't pre-move them, which again, I think is stupid for puzzles. Like, if I want to preset it up, I should be able to preset it up. And here I'm just like, why isn't it letting me move it into place? And then I realized it probably wants the power, which is really dumb. But it is what it is. So take this out and then give it power.
This one is empty, I think.
Now we can move them into place, and we have to move all 3 of them into place, and then once we do that, we can activate the button, and that will end this section.
Come on. No.
This is probably one of the harder force push glitches to do, but you gotta pick up the object here. It's the only object that we can
I
use.
think it broke the portal. Oh, so much for the town. Where the hell have I taken us now?
And then you want to go to this wall. You want to go more left than I am, because when I first get it, I fall through the map because I'm not in the correct position. As you can see here, I walked right off the map and it put me back in the map. So you want to aim more left.
I can't keep throwing myself around like this. Not now.
And once you land here, you're in the right spot. You can make a backup save if you want, but it's pretty easy. Once you're outside the map, you just jump down here,
I'm not
follow
sure
this
how long I can keep
pathway.
this up.
Then when you get here, you want to climb up here on the invisible wall, then stick to the right here where these objects are. Then you can jump over here. Try not to fall down. And then you can jump to your left over this wall here. And then fall down. And then you can run to the exit. And then you just have to look down and interact with the exit door. This section will have, it's not really technically a glitch, it's more just taking advantage of the adventure mode damage, but we have a trick that we can use on top of another glitch that we will be using, so we'll be force pushing ourselves. And this is actually one of the force pushes that is quite interesting. So you'll have to grab this object, and then you'll have to jump onto this, and then once you have the object set up so it's close enough, you have to jump and then try and force push. Can be a little tricky to get. But once you do it, you'll be able to just go over here and grab this light. Now once we do that, we're going to be doing this trick where we'll be getting a lot of damage, but we can't die because it's adventure mode. So you want to drag it over to here, and as soon as it turns to the bright color, throw it, and then grab it. Keep hitting the grab button on it, and it should not get thrown away. It might get thrown away the first time, but then you'll be able to pick it up again and drag it closer to the door, and then you can redo that. And then when you grab it, you'll be able to do it again. And this way we can get it through the door very quickly. Now that is a story adventure mode kind of only thing. You could not do that on normal because you get damaged. But once you do, drag it over here and we can interact with this lever. Now you could probably push yourself through with that object there, but I found this object here is much more convenient, and you can skip the cutscene as long as you just run for this object and then run it out. Don't go anywhere else. As I said, I looked through the levels to find better objects to do glitches with, because some of the objects were not the best. And you jump again, and you'll be able to force push yourself out. Then we can interact with this lever here, and we can go into the car. And then we can leave this level.
Let's see if it will take us home.
There's nothing we can do until this section is over and we fall out of the car.
Oh God, Emily. I'm sorry. I didn't do what she asked. I couldn't. Torturing someone for a faint hope. Was I wrong? Will I lose you now? As I lost Alice? Oh God, little one. You can't leave me. You're all I have. Oh no. It's all right, little one. A rift, a way out of this world, see? We can use the bracelet to get through here. Come on. Come on, open up. How do I get the doors open on this thing? No. No. Stop, goddammit you, stop! Take us back! Shit! My bracelet. The rift can't be far.
depending on how confident you are with this glitch, you can get one more use out of the lantern
We're going to miss that.
by climbing it. It is a little bit tricky, but it is doable. And once you get it, you can pretty much just go straight to the end of the level, or you can just race to the end of the level. Either way is just as effective, and I would only suggest doing my method if you're confident in your skill to use objects like I do. Because as you can see, I can skip over everything and head straight to the exit, saving us a little bit of time. I even get to run into the bad guy and watch, nothing happens. I thought that was kind of cool. See him right here, I drop down, open the inventory, and then remove the rocks out of the way, and we can go to the exit now. So this level, we basically want to grab an object, which is this lid right here. It's the only object we can grab. And we want to go over to this section here. And you want to put your back to the wall. And then you want to drop the object and catch it. It can be a little bit tricky because it's hard to see and it's so small, but eventually you'll be able to get it. And once you're out, like so, you can actually lean back into the map and grab the object and bring it out with you. And you can place it here, and I would recommend making a backup save. Once we load up, don't accidentally kick it off like I did, but it's okay because I still can do the glitch, but I had to drop down and open my inventory.
Shit!
But you want to jump onto the object and then you want to interact with it so that you can make it floatable. And then you want to raise yourself up higher. So with the adventure mode and with the console version, you can't actually skip right to the end, but you can still use this glitch to skip to the elevator. And on adventure mode, there is one extra thing we have to do when we get to the elevator, and that is remove a heavy object off the elevator. It won't raise up until you do. But for now, we want to just raise this up as high as possible. Not too high because otherwise it despawns, but high enough that we can just walk to the elevator exit, thus skipping lots of the level and saving a bunch of time. And once you see the glowing, you know you're close to the elevator, so you can hit it in the left stick to lower yourself, or you can just drop down and hit the inventory, depending on which way you want to lower yourself with. And we need to move this out of the way. In original mode, these aren't here, just in the adventure mode. And move this one out of the way. Once they're both moved out of the way, we can interact with the elevator, and that'll lift us up to the end point where we can just go straight to the end of the level.
I think we're okay. Oh, Marie. I just want to lie down now. Just for a little while. But we can't stop, can we? I don't know where this will take us, but it can't be any worse.
This level doesn't have any tricks you can do, so just follow the natural path.
It's dark, Mama. It's so dark.
Shh. It's all right, little one.
Alice went away.
I know.
Alice went away. I don't want to go away.
What's wrong?
Mama, I don't want to go.
Marie! Not yet. Not yet, please. Please. A little one. Just wait. Please wait for me. I don't think I can do this. No!
So this level has two. One's a glitch because I discovered it. It's a wall push that will skip a cutscene and save you a ton of time. But the other isn't really a skip or a bug or anything. I just think it's much easier than interacting with said object. So once you make your way through the desert, we have to follow most of this naturally. There's no real skip that you can do because in the last section, I wouldn't really call it a level that we could do nothing. They pretty much lock the jump, so you're unable to jump.
Oh, thank Christ. I need you. I need you now. I know it's crazy, but the baby...
So once this talking part stops, we can climb up, and this is where we can do the first trick, and then I will come back to chat when we do the glitch that I found to skip a certain cutscene.
Just hold on.
So you want to climb up here, and there's the cart, and rather than interact with it, if you move into it here, it'll move, and then you can move left and very carefully walk around it without having to actually interact with it, which will save you a ton of time of pushing it off.
Mother Mary. This is bad. Nearly there, little one. I don't know if I can do this. The tower. That's what he said. Doctor! Someone help me, please! Ah! Ah!
So here we are at almost the end part of the level. But this is basically where I would recommend making a backup save. Now I move a bit forward more and make a backup save further in, but you can make it at the start of the door if you really wanted to. And if you remember correctly, the main reason I walk forward is because this door here is where the cutscene activates if you played the game. I was going to include a clip of it just to show you what it does, but I decided not to. But anyway, so once you make your backup save, we can come back to it and do the glitch. You want to turn around if you saved where I saved, and you want to grab this bag here. Now I've never had trouble repeating this glitch. It was actually one of the easier ones too, maybe because I'm carrying for 2 now. But you want to go to the end part here. Luckily the cutscene doesn't have a wide berth, so we can get to this wall and then we can get this to push us through. And once we're pushed through, as you can see here, it is not solid, so we want to make our way over to the right here, and we want to get just enough distance so that we can get through here And then once you go up here, it's an interesting thing. Yasmin can still grab us through the end of the map. So you can sit here, and when she comes for you, just stand there and wait. Once she grabs us, she actually goes outside the map to grab us, but it will activate the cutscene and let us go to the next section. The next few sections I won't talk because you just need to follow them, but when I get up to the next section with the glitch, then I will talk.
I'm here, Tessie.
Doctor!
I've got you.
The baby. She's coming.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm here. I've got you. The curse, the ghoul, it's taking you over. It is very powerful. I will help you save the child. Be strong. Don't let the creature take you. Breathe. Breathe. Focus on me. Look at me. Stay you. Stay Tassi. Good. Now, Tassi. Whoosh, now. That's it. Keep focused on me. Not long now. You can see the head. Another effort. You can do it.
No! Please, no! No!
You're doing well. Nearly there. Eyes on me. Calm yourself. That's it. Good girl. That's it. Once more. I thought she might be tainted. See? Perfect. Well done, Miss Triana. You have given us hope.
Please. Let me hold her.
I know. For you, the child comes before everything else, even the lives of your friends. Your husband, all she wanted was the child. Just that.
No!
Look at what you've become through your own misplaced sentiment. Now, I must do what you would not, if we are to be cured. Against our lives, what is one child?
Don't you fucking dare!
You could so easily have made enough.
Ah! Stop! Stop, damn you! Give her back to me! No! You fucker! Leave her be! Please. Marie. there nothing you can do for him?
He's changing. Like heck. He may be in control now, but I don't think it will last. I have Loden. It may help. You're out of your mind. Salim will be dead by now. Accept it.
Don't go, Tassi. We can get help. I can't do this anymore. I just want to be with him. I don't care what happens. I will kill you, you bastard! Amari! Don't do this! The fountain. It was the fountain!
This is our fate. Damn you, Tassi. All for a child. Die with us.
Don't hurt her! Amari!
Here we are
Coming.
with the second last of the skips and glitches and tricks for our speedrun achievement.
Don't do this! Please don't do this to us!
And basically you want to jump at this wall here and slightly to the right. It takes a little bit of fiddling, but eventually you can push yourself through the wall to the right here, and then you want to run and jump over here. Now you want to crawl and then pick this object up, and then you want to aim upwards so that it comes out through the map, and then drop it here. Don't drop it on the invisible floor because it will fall down. And this is basically the trickiest part of the level. We have to sit here and jump up as high as we can, and it takes a while and you'll have to move around, but thankfully the object is large enough that it makes it a little bit easier by jumping left and right. And by moving forward and backwards, you'll be able to gain height, and we basically want to jump up to the top of the level. Now, if you gain too much height, you'll land on the roof here, and I wanted to show you once you make a backup save on how you can deal with that. And so basically, when you make a backup save, you can load your backup save, and then you can jump off and then interact with the door. And the reason I suggest making a backup save if you go too high, because you can land directly on the door, and I deliberately went over it just to show you that you can also do this, is because it might take you a few attempts to get the angle correct.
Hell!
Congrats on all your hard work. Now we have one last section, and that's just to put the power supply in this section that we saved from the previous section, and now we can actually get our ending and our speedrun achievement.
Paris. We could get home. If I can find some more Vita. No! Don't leave me! She's gone. She's gone. It's all
Now we have one last thing to do,
She's gone.
and that is push this wall down. And then once we do that and you're in the cutscene, congratulations on your Speedster Achievement. If this video is helpful in any way, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I've got you. We're home. We're home. You good? I'll take care of you, my heart. Papa's here.